What does your weight really tell us about your body? Does the number really matter? Or is it about where that weight comes from? What's going on, FitFam? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are covering everything you need to know about your weight, using the scale, why the number doesn't really matter, and what you should focus on instead. As a society, we have been deeply brainwashed by diet culture for decades now. We've been conditioned to think that any kind of weight loss is good and any kind of weight gain is bad, but that's definitely not the case. There are so many people who will do crazy things just to see that scale number go down because they're obsessed only with their weight. But usually what they'll do doesn't make them really look that good or especially feel very good. It's because you don't actually care about losing weight. You care about losing a specific type of weight, and that is body fat. Body fat is the texture on your body that is mushy, soft, and dimply and takes up more space so that you actually look bigger. But then if you focus only on losing body fat, you'll wind up kind of skinny fat and flabby, which is not at all what most women are looking for. This is because you are missing this special secret ingredient that is going to make you not just skinny, but actually lean, toned, and defined, looking fit, healthy, and strong. And that secret ingredient is muscle. When you say you want to get some sexy ab definition, you want to see your booty perk up, all of that comes from muscle gain. Muscle is another type of weight, but it's the type of weight that you actually want to gain. Why? Because muscle has a completely different texture and appearance than body fat does. Body fat is large, mushy, soft, flabby, whereas muscle is lean, smooth, firm, and tight. But most importantly, muscle takes up less space on your body than fat does, which is why you ultimately look smaller. A lot of people say muscle weighs more than fat, but that's actually not true. 5 pounds of muscle and 5 pounds of fat both weigh 5 pounds. The difference is that the 5 pounds of fat will take up a lot more space on your body than the 5 pounds of muscle will. So even though they both weigh the same, you end up looking very different. The amount of muscle and fat you have on your body is called your body composition. Literally, what is your body composed of? How much of it is coming from fat and how much of it is coming from muscle? So yes, you do want to be losing weight from body fat, but you also simultaneously want to gain weight just from muscle. It's the combination of those two things, lowering your body fat and putting on that sexy muscle mass, that's going to make you look the way you actually want, which is lean, toned, and defined. And of course, it's also going to make you feel healthy and strong the way that you want. So this is why over the course of your fitness journey, you might start looking way better. You're leaner, you have way more definition, people are complimenting you, your clothes fit better, but the scale might not be showing you what you think it should show you. In some cases, your weight might not really be any different at all. It might have gone down only a little bit, which kind of seems weird considering how different you look. Or in some cases, the weight might even go up, even though you are smaller and more defined than you were before. So how does that work? Well, this is because the fat loss that you're experiencing is actually getting masked on the scale. Because remember, although you are losing weight from fat, and that's why you're getting leaner, you're also simultaneously gaining weight. It's just weight from muscle, and that is what's making you look toned and defined. And when we gain weight from muscle, we don't only gain weight just from the muscle mass, we also gain weight from two other sources, which is water and glycogen. Glycogen is the form of energy we store in our muscles from carbohydrates. And glycogen is what our body will draw on as quick access fuel when we are doing the workouts that we have to do in the first place to build that sexy muscle, which of course is ideally heavy weightlifting. So with every bit of muscle you gain, you're not only gaining the muscle, you're also holding water and glycogen in those muscles, which is also contributing to the weight gain on the scale, even though you look better. And then in addition, when you're gaining muscle, you're usually going to have to significantly increase your food, because remember, you can't just gain muscle from nothing. You really need to be fueling your body in order for the muscle to grow. So the fact that you are now eating more food means that you're probably also going to see some gain on the scale from all of that. You're going to have higher gut weight, weight just literally from the food that is in your body. And with that, you're also going to get more glycogen from all of the carbs and more water. So this is why it's so important to not only use the scale as the sole determining factor of your fitness progress, because the scale might say that you are gaining weight, but that's not the same as gaining body fat. So if you shouldn't be focusing so much on the scale weight, then what should you focus on? Well, the best thing you can do is take photos, and take lots of them. Every single week, you should be documenting your progress. I personally do this every single week, and it's also what I have my coaching clients do. We take a photo from the front, side, and back in either a bikini or a bra and underwear so that we can really clearly see our bodies and see the change that is happening. And I also always recommend that you ideally wear the same outfit and pick the same lighting and angle for every photo. This isn't mandatory, but it just will make the side-by-side contrast between photos more obvious. And trust me, I get it. Setting up your tripod to take photos is kind of a pain. And then most of us are very, very critical of ourselves. So we really don't like seeing photos of our body. And we can usually look at the photos and just be like, ugh, nothing's happening. Why am I even doing this? And on and on. But the thing is, if you are following a proper nutrition and workout regimen, you are going to be seeing changes. The thing is, day to day, the changes are so gradual that you don't always notice it in the mirror or even in the photos that you've taken that day. I actually experienced this firsthand not that long ago. I had just got back from traveling for about a month a little while back, and I had definitely put on some body fat on that trip. So of course I took my starting photo, didn't really like what I saw, but I was motivated to make change. So over the course of the next 4 weeks, I made sure that I was gradually increasing my calorie intake, getting a proper division of protein, carbs, and fats, all the macros that you need to build the body and energy that you want, and following a good quality strength training program. And day to day, I really didn't feel like there was many changes happening. In fact, I was starting to feel kind of discouraged that I was putting in all this work and it didn't seem like I was getting the results. But then 4 weeks in, when I took that week's progress photos and put that photo side by side with my starting photo from 4 weeks previously, I was shocked how much of a difference there actually was. It was very obvious that my waist had gotten much smaller, I'd lost some fat on my thighs, and I had way more muscle definition all over. And again, I wouldn't have even noticed that if I hadn't been taking photos diligently and comparing them side by side. And this is something I see all the time with my clients as well. Sometimes they'll be like, oh, changes aren't really happening, I'm not noticing anything. And then I tell them, okay, make sure you take your photos. And then when we put the photos side by side, we actually can see that there are significant inches lost on their body, and there's that sexy definition coming on. The thing is, to see a really drastic transformation, it does take a significant amount of time, but you can start to see pretty good changes already starting to compound, even just within a couple of weeks. And when I had this 4-week transformation, the craziest thing was, even though I was significantly leaner, my waist was smaller, I had way more definition, there's actually only a 1 pound difference between these photos. Even though my weight didn't change that much, my body fat levels went down a good bit, and the muscle, water, and glycogen came on. And of course, I see this happen all the time with my clients as well. Here's an 8-week transformation photo of one of the clients I'm working with. She actually now weighs 3 pounds more than when she started the program, but if you look at her, you can tell that she's much leaner, gotten a much smaller waist, and way more definition than she had when she started the program. So how is it that she can weigh more even though she's smaller and more defined? Well, again, it's because the fat is coming off, which actually takes up more space on your body and makes you look more mushy and less defined, and the muscle has come on, which we know takes up less space, so you end up being smaller, and it's smooth, firm, and tight, so that's why you get that defined looking skin. And here's another 8-week transformation of one of my other clients. And in this photo, she's actually the exact same weight as she was when she started. But even though she weighs the same, you can see that her waist has gotten much smaller, she's got some definition on her legs, and she clearly has visibly defined abs. So even though she weighs the same in both photos, she looks very different. And again, it's because her body composition has changed. So if you've gone your whole life thinking that in order to look better, you should be seeing the scale get lighter, this might really shock you. That's not always the case. Everybody is different. It really depends where you're starting and where you're ending up, what you're doing to get there, and so many other factors. But at the end of the day, so long as you are looking and feeling better, it doesn't really matter how much you weigh. Imagine if tomorrow you woke up with your dream body, looking exactly how you've always wanted to look. Would you say that, oh wait, I have to go weigh myself first and actually check that I'm the number on the scale that I think I should be, Otherwise, I don't have this dream body anymore. Obviously, you wouldn't, because you'd just be so happy that you look this way, you wouldn't care how much you weighed. So this is exactly how you should always be approaching achieving your dream physique. Weighing a certain amount is not the same as looking a certain way, and sometimes you might be surprised that you actually gain weight or your weight doesn't change that much, but you end up looking better. I do still think it is a good idea to be tracking your weight in your fitness journey, because it is one source of data that you can use to help understand how your body is reacting to everything else that you have going on. But your weight is never going to tell you that you have achieved the physique that you want. Your weight is simply going to tell you how your body is responding to the amount of food you're eating, the way you're working out, your stress, your cycle, your sleep, all of those things. And that's exactly the way that I use it with my clients. We don't focus on any one individual day of their weight. We focus on the overall trend that we are seeing in the data over time. So you want to use the weight data in comparison to your photos, because obviously the photos is what's really showing the change. And then when you line it up with your weight trend over time, how you're eating, how you're training, sleeping, stress, all of that, you're going to be able to make decisions about the next steps to take in your fitness journey. So remember, don't only focus on the scale. Sometimes it's going to surprise you and do things that you think that it shouldn't, but your physique is overall going to be improving. So make sure to be taking those photos. That is the best way to track your progress. And remember, your weight doesn't matter. It is where that weight comes from. All right, fam, thank you so much for checking out this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Drop a comment down below to let me know what your biggest takeaway was and if you have any questions. And if you want to know more about how to decrease body fat and put on that sexy muscle by eating way more food, no restrictions, and working out less, meaning you don't have to do any crazy cardio whatsoever, then head over to my website to check out my free training that's going to teach you all about this. The link is in the description box below. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and I'll see you in the next one.